Um, some people may think it's weird. Some people may like it. Some people don't. Some people hate it. Some people don't understand it. But long distance relationships, probably a good portion of them actually work out a lot better than relationships with people that you personally see. The only thing you have with a long distance relationship is communication. That's all you have, which is essentially the key element to any relationship is communication. And the past few days, I have noticed that with Eva is that she's scared to express herself because she doesn't want me to stop talking to her or stop Skyping to her because that's all we have is Skype. That's the only way we communicate other than these video logs is Skype. And she's scared that if she expresses herself that I'm going to find a flaw in it and I'm not going to want to talk to her anymore. But I'm trying to help her understand that I'm not like that. That I I love the fact that we communicate with each other. I've never had that with any relationship I've ever had before. Any relationship I've ever had, I've always been the person to shut down and not want to talk because anytime that I were to talk, I would feel judged and I would be criticized. So I learned over the years of past relationships to just keep my mouth shut and not say anything regardless of what happens. Um, it came to the point where I knew it was going to piss them off even more, but I would rather them be pissed off because I wasn't saying something than take something that I said and turn it against me and use it against me. I figure if I were to stay quiet, that they wouldn't have anything to use against me. So I eventually learned to just shut down and not say anything. But since I've met Eva, as you can tell right now, I'm perfectly comfortable expressing my feelings. And earlier today, she got scared because she felt like I was annoyed by her because I woke up and I told her that I was still sleeping, but I didn't mean it in a negative way. I was just letting her know that yes, I am still sleeping. But she took it as me saying that I was preoccupied or busy because I was short with her. And I probably was coming across that way, but I've tried apologizing to her and I want her to realize that that's not what it is. I mean, with Eva, I love the attention that I get from her. I mean, attention 24/7. I love it. I mean, if I could Skype with her day in and day out all day long, I would do it in a heartbeat, but I can't do that because I got a job and I work and all that. But long distance relationships bring people a lot closer than you think. Um, you may have never held the person, touched the person, gave the person a kiss, rubbed their hair, held hands, but when you have communication in there, that kind of goes above and beyond the physical aspects of it and to a certain degree. And I think personally that if me and Eva were to have met in person first, I don't think we would have gotten this far because I would have been the traditional me who would have shut down anytime we would have had an argument, and that first couple of arguments would have been too much for me, and I would have let her go. I wouldn't have been able to bring myself to be able to open up to her. But since me and her have become attached on an emotional level, even it being online, I mean, it's allowed us to open up to each other, and we have yet to have a major fight. I mean, anytime that we think that each other's arguing or not feeling good about what the other person said, we immediately open up about it and just flat out say, "This is how I feel." And I have yet to shut down. And that's why I love the girl. She's allowed me to she's allowed me to express myself freely and without fear of it being used against me. And so that's my part on long distance relationships, that sometimes they can be a good thing for some people. that maybe if you start a relationship with somebody, it shouldn't be immediately physical. You shouldn't immediately start off holding hands and kissing and going out on dates. Do it traditional, like they did in the 40s or 50s, or where they would actually, they'd come over and see each other, but it would only be once a month. Or back in the early 90s, they didn't have cell phones, so you weren't able to talk to them 24/7. You would talk to them in the evening on your phone, and you'd talk to them for 15-20 minutes because that's all you could do back then. But that's how I think that relationships should be, and I think that a lot more relationships would last if relationships would be forced just to start off by pure communication. Like, you wouldn't have the physical aspect getting in the way. So I just had to spew that out because it was fresh in my mind, and I thought I'd share that. So now I'm going to bed. Good night.